Every year, about 2 million people visit Mount Rushmore, where three faces of four U.S. presidents were carved in granite by sculptor Gutzon Berglund and his son, the late Lincoln Berglund. The creation of Mount Rushmore Monument took 14 years, from 1927 to 1941, and nearly $1 million. These were times when money was difficult to come by and many people were jobless. To move the more than 400,000 tons of rock, Berglund hired laid-off workers from the closed-down mines in the Black Hills area. He taught these men to dynamite, drill, carve, and finish the granite as they were hanging in midair in his specially devised chairs, which had many safety features. Berglund was proud of the fact that no workers were killed or severely injured during the years of blasting and carving. During the carving, many changes in the original design had to be made to keep the carved heads free of large fissures that were uncovered. However, not all the cracks could be avoided, so Berglund concocted a mixture of granite dust, white lead, and linseed oil to fill them. Every winter, water from melting snows gets into the fissures and expands as it freezes, making the fissures bigger. Consequently, every autumn, maintenance work is done to refill the cracks. The repairers swing out in a space over 500-foot drop and fix the monument with the same mixture that Berglund used to preserve this national monument for future generations. Every year, about 2 million people visit Mount Rushmore, where three faces of four U.S. presidents were carved in granite by sculptor Gutzon Berglund and his son, the late Lincoln Berglund. The creation of Mount Rushmore Monument took 14 years, from 1927 to 1941, and nearly $1 million. These were times when money was difficult to come by and many people were jobless. To move the more than 400,000 tons of rock, Berglund hired laid-off workers from the closed-down mines in the Black Hills area. He taught these men to dynamite, drill, carve, and finish the granite as they were hanging in midair in his specially devised chairs, which had many safety features. Berglund was proud of the fact that no workers were killed or severely injured during the years of blasting and carving. During the carving, many changes in the original design had to be made to keep the carved heads free of large fissures that were uncovered. However, not all the cracks could be avoided, so Berglund concocted a mixture of granite dust, white lead, and linseed oil to fill them. Every winter, water from melting snows gets into the fissures and expands as it freezes, making the fissures bigger. Consequently, every autumn, maintenance work is done to refill the cracks. The repairers swing out in a space over 500-foot drop and fix the monument with the same mixture that Berglund used to preserve this national monument for future generations. Crystal cruises, luxury every day. Come and sail on a crystal cruise ship. We have three ships: the Crystal Queen, the Crystal Princess, the Crystal Palace. Come and sail in luxury on cruises around the Caribbean Sea for 7 or 14 days. Our 7-day cruise costs $2,000 and our 2-week cruise is $3,500. A typical 1-week cruise is 1 day, departure from Miami. Day 2, free day in Nassau, in the Bahamas. Day 3, near Haiti. Day 4, visit Puerto Rico and Antigua. Day 5, free day in Barbados. Day 6, free day in Port of Spain, Trinidad. Day 7, travel to Caracas, Venezuela. Day 8, fly home. All food and drink is included in the price of your cruise, except for alcoholic drinks. Our cruise ships All have a casino, a cinema, a five-star restaurant, a theater, a library, and a fully equipped gymnasium. If you prefer to go on a cruise in another part of the world, we also organize cruises in the Baltic Sea and the Mediterranean. Our ships carry over 2,000 passengers and we have nearly 600 crew members. So come on board today for the holiday of a lifetime. Call immediately 020-4455-832.
Amen. You're wrong. You mustn't dress in informal clothes. And you should buy a suit because you're going to attend a business meeting tomorrow. I didn't see anything, Detective. I just said that he was eating in the restaurant when his girlfriend walked out. Man, we're police. Why are you here? We saw you at the coffee shop. It's in front of the restaurant. She was texting with her boyfriend. When the phone rang and her mother answered the phone, it wasn't good notice.
My birthday surprise. Last Wednesday, my wife planned to have a lunch because it was my birthday. She wanted to give him a surprise. So she was at a market and bought a steak and some fruits and apples for a cake. She wanted to give a dessert. When she came home from the fruit stores, she put her shopping on the table of the dining room. While she was looking for a bowl in the cupboard, her two cats went to the dining room. Then she started to make the cake. She was a little forgetful, so she didn't realize the steak and fruits were still on the table. While she was cutting the onions, the little cats jumped on the table and started to eat the steak and then jumped off the chair. Just as my wife was coming back into the dining room, she screamed, but the cats ran into the hall. She ran after the cats, but the cats ran faster. She fell down and broke the nose. My wife didn't manage to catch the cats, and she came back into the dining room. When she saw the cats again, she shrieked, and the cats got such a fright and they leaped out the window. My wife got angry and threw the bowl, but unfortunately, it broke the window. She started to cry. When I came, her nose was swollen and saw a piece of pizza with wine. And when I went to the kitchen, I saw everything made a disaster.